It was well past midnight when Mara stumbled upon the grove, hidden deep within the forest. She had fled her home in tears, heartbroken from yet another betrayal. The darkness wrapped around her like a suffocating cloak, but she didn't care. She just wanted to be lost, to disappear from the world. The trees twisted and gnarled overhead, their branches casting eerie shadows in the dim moonlight. Something about the forest felt wrong, off-kilter in a way she couldn't quite place. She should have turned back, but her anger and pain pushed her deeper into the unknown. Eventually, Mara found herself in a clearing, the air heavy with a strange, sweet fragrance. At the center of the grove stood a figure, tall and impossibly beautiful. He was leaning against an ancient tree, his skin as pale as moonlight, his eyes black as the abyss. His presence was magnetic, drawing her in despite the alarm bells ringing in her mind. "You're lost," the man said, his voice like velvet, wrapping around her thoughts and clouding her fear. Mara blinked, caught off guard by the intensity of his gaze. She wanted to run, but her feet stayed planted. I didn't mean to come this far. I'll leave." "Leave," he whispered, stepping closer. His smile was slow and deliberate, filled with something dark and hungry. "No one ever leaves this place, not without a price." The fear she had pushed aside earlier now bubbled to the surface. "Who are you?" The man circled her slowly, his eyes raking over her like she was prey. "I've been called many things," he said, his voice dripping with something intoxicating. "But you may call me Phelan." Mara had heard stories of the Fae, tricksters and seducers who lured mortals into their world, offering pleasure beyond imagining but at a terrible cost. She could feel the pull of his words, the allure of his beauty, but there was a darkness in him, something lurking behind those black eyes that made her skin crawl. "I'm not here for whatever it is you want," Mara said, backing away. Phelan's smile grew wider, his teeth sharp and gleaming in the moonlight. "Oh, but I already have what I want. The moment you stepped into this grove, you became mine." His voice sent a shiver down her spine, not of fear, but of a strange, unwanted desire. She tried to fight it, but her body betrayed her, reacting to his presence in ways she didn't understand. His scent, earthy, musky, with an undercurrent of something sweet, filled her senses, and the longer she stood in his presence, the harder it became to resist. "You've been hurt," he said softly, his voice wrapping around her like silk. "I can take that pain away. I can give you what you've been longing for, all your desires fulfilled. You need only ask." His words sunk into her mind like hooks, twisting her thoughts. Mara had been hurt so many times, abandoned, betrayed, used. The temptation of relief was overwhelming, but something inside her screamed to resist, to run before it was too late. "Don't you want to be loved, Mara?" Phelan whispered, stepping closer. His hand reached out to brush her cheek, his touch sending a jolt of electricity through her. "Don't you crave passion, devotion,